Hey everybody, it's Cassie. Thanks for coming back for another video. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment down below. This is my YouTube channel, Living on Insulin, and I just talk a lot about a lot of different things. It's kind of just a lifestyle channel for me. Diabetes, POTS, all of those things that I deal with. I want to help you guys know that you are not alone through all of the things that we have to deal with as somebody who has chronic illnesses. So anyway, I had posted on my Instagram quite a while back a Q&A and had y'all ask me a bunch of questions. So I have all of those questions right here and I'm going to ask them and answer them. And if you have more questions, leave them in the comment section down below. I've gotten a lot of new subscribers lately. I am almost to 500 subscribers, which is crazy. I cannot believe that. Thank you all so much for subscribing and following along on my journey. It just really means a lot. But anyway, I know that there are a lot of you that are new here, and so put some questions down below if you have questions for me. I would love to do another Q&A video. So anyway, let's get into this Q&A and I'll answer some of your questions. Okay, so question number 1 is, are you going back to college and minor in a subject? So the original plan was after cosmetology school, which I graduate in 2 weeks from today, which is super exciting. The original plan was to go for early childhood education after that. And then last semester, my health took a turn for the worse, and I have just not really been able to, I've barely been able to finish this degree. So we kind of took that off the table for a little while, and I honestly don't feel the Lord leading to go back and do that degree. Question number 2, how did you know how much insulin to give yourself? So that's a great question. I am on an insulin pump and my doctors have it programmed to where it gives me certain insulin for however high my blood sugar is. If my blood sugar is 120, then I get 1 unit. So it increases as that goes. So if it's 140, then I get a unit point something. If it's 240, then I get 2 units for my blood sugar. And same with food. I get 1 unit per every 9 carb that I eat. So if I eat 18 carbs, I get 2 units, and so on. So that's kind of how my pump works. And if I was on shots, it would kind of be the same thing. It's called a sliding scale. So I would just have to figure out what my blood sugar is, divide that number by 120, and I would get the units that I need. And same with the carbs. So it's really confusing. I have it all written down somewhere for if I do have a pump failure, because I have had that happen before. It was really scary. I was at school and I had no idea what I was doing, and I called the nurse and she was cracking up because she's like, "You've never given yourself a shot before?" And this was literally last year at college. And I was like, "No ma'am, I've never had a pump malfunction like this before." And she could not believe it. She was cracking up. But anyway, yeah, I have it all written down somewhere, but it's all programmed in my pump, and that's how I do it. Like, I really do not do anything with knowing how much insulin to give myself. I just let the pump do it. Question number 3. What would you want someone to do if you pass out, and what should they do? So for those of you who don't know, I have POTS and orthostatic hypotension. I don't actually pass out. I have what they call pseudo seizures. So it's a seizure of the heart, not the brain. And I don't actually fully pass out. My eyes are open the entire time, but I cannot communicate with you. I do not really like blink. I just kind of stare and I violently shake. It's very scary. The biggest thing that you have to do is make sure that my airway is open. So most of the time, somebody who's with me has to hold up my chin like this so that my airway is completely open. That's the biggest thing, because my oxygen levels have dropped down into the 50s before during it. But the biggest thing is that making sure that I'm on my side so that I don't choke, and calling my mom. Those are the biggest things. That's really the only things that you can do, because you just kind of have to wait it out. There's nothing that you can do to help it stop or anything like that. Thoughts on abortion. This is kind of random in a way. And I know this is very controversial, but I think abortion is very wrong, and I do not agree with it at all. There are a lot of arguments. I've had a lot of arguments with people on social media, people that I know and used to be good friends with. But the Bible says that it's wrong, and so it's wrong because God says it's wrong. And I hate that that's even a question. Next is, what has been the best part of your journey? And I'm not sure what this is meaning. Like, my journey through school, my journey of my health, my journey of my life. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm just going to kind of give an overall of my entire, like all of my journeys that I've been on. Is the best part is just knowing that the Lord has been with me through it all, and he's never failed me, and just seeing how much I've grown in him through this, and seeing that I cannot do this on my own. Just really learning to rely on him and his strength even more, because I do not have the strength to, there were days months ago when I could barely get out of bed. So just knowing to rely on him and that he has a purpose for me. That's probably been the best part of my journey. What is your favorite hobby? Reading. 100% reading. I love to read. I have read, I think, 19 books this year, and I'm on numbers 20 and 21. If you have not checked it out, I did just post a what I've read in 2023 video. I will link it in the description box down below, so go check that out. I'm definitely going to be posting more of those so that y'all can see what I'm reading, what I'm up to. I also post on my Instagram, so follow me on Instagram if you don't follow me on Instagram. But yeah, I love reading. Do you eventually want kids? And the answer to that is yes. And if you had asked me how many kids I want years ago, probably like 2 years ago, even last year, I would have said like 6 to 8. But that number has decreased a little bit now with all of my health issues, and I just have, grown a little bit. Now I'm like, okay, 4 or 5 would be all right. But however many the Lord gives me, I will be more than happy with. But I definitely want kids. I have loved kids and babies since I was a little girl, and that's literally what I've wanted to be since I was like 3 or 4. I remember carrying around babies since I was 3 or 4 and pretending to be a mom and playing house. Like, that was my favorite thing to do. So I've always wanted to be a mom. So definitely want kids. Who's your best friend? And please do not hate me. I don't want to make anybody mad. I have a lot of really close friends. I'm really close with my sister Kelsey, and Leah is my best friend. We have never lived in the same state. She's been my best friend the longest. We've been best friends for about 13 years now, and I have some videos with her, so I'll link those down below too. You can go check those out. We have a Q&A together and one where she changes my pump sites, so that was really fun. Go check those out. And then my best friend here at school is PJ, and she has been on the channel once before in a video, in my day in the life video. But maybe I should do a Q&A with her. Let me know if you want a Q&A with another one of my best friends from college, and her experience and what I've gone through, because she was there all last semester, and like everything that I went through with the POTS and orthostatic hypotension. So let me know if you want a Q&A with her. But her, and then my friend McKaylee, who is actually, oddly enough, a type 1 diabetic. We're pretty close, just because we bonded over being diabetics. So I might have her on the channel also. You never know. Have your friends helped you through this experience in your life? And I'm assuming that they're talking about my health issues the last year. So that's what I'm going to go with, because that's what I'm assuming it is. But yes, they have been incredible. The 2 that are here, Priscilla or PJ and McKaylee, they stay with me all the time at school. They're by my side, and they would catch me if I was going down, because sometimes I wouldn't be able to communicate that I was about to go down. They've been amazing through it all. And then my best friend Leah, I've not seen her since July of last year, but she texts me all the time, checks on me all the time. She calls me and talks to me when I'm discouraged. I remember when I was in the hospital in December, she texted me and she asked me how I'm doing. And normally when people ask me how I'm doing, I normally say I'm fine, even if I'm not. And she goes, Cassandra, how are you doing? What are you feeling? What do you want? What do you need? How do you feel? What are your emotions? Like, she just knew that I was like just saying that I was fine, and I really wasn't. But so she knows me really well, but she's always just like, tell me how you're actually doing. When I was in the hospital last July, I had to get up at 4 a.m. to do an EEG, and I told her that. I said, please pray that I can stay awake. And she literally texted me at 4 a.m. She got up and texted me at 4 a.m. and sent me a song to listen to. And it was just so sweet. Like, she's just such a good friend. So they have all been super amazing and definitely helped me through this trial that I've gone through. Favorite Bible character. There are so many. I love the story of Ruth and Esther, though. Esther might be my favorite. But I love the story of Ruth also. But I don't know. Esther's amazing. If you've not read the book of Esther, go read that. It's incredible. Also, if you've not seen the Sight and Sound Esther, that is amazing. I've seen 3 of the shows at Sight and Sound, and that one is by far my favorite. It is incredible. So good. What is my favorite snack? Okay, this is kind of a funny question because my favorite foods / snacks change like all the time. I am very indecisive. Like, I love one thing for like 3 weeks and then another thing. It's hilarious. Currently, my favorite snacks are extra butter or extreme butter popcorn from the store, and then I don't know, I love fruit snacks, and I don't know, there's so many. I like chips. I like potato chips, and I love Cheetos. Did I say fruit snacks? I don't remember if I've said fruit snacks, but right now I'm really into fruit snacks. I have a whole box behind the camera right now. Like, I just grab some and eat them. I use them for Lowe's too. Favorite Lowe's snack is fruit snacks. That's what I use to treat my Lowe's. So I've been really into fruit snacks lately. That'll probably change soon, but right now I would say fruit snacks and popcorn are the main ones. Okay, the next question is, how do you stay so positive through your health issues? And this is a great question. I kind of want to make a video explaining just like everything that I went through and how it affected me and my life and my family's life. And I want to make a video of when I went through depression and discouragement, because I had never really struggled with that before with anything in my life. I have, always done really well of handling things, being a diabetic. I never really got, burnt out. When my dad passed away, I didn't do too bad. Of course, there are some things that come with that, but this has been very hard for me. It's just in the beginning when I was doing so bad, and in January there were most days that I couldn't get out of bed, and it was very, very discouraging just knowing, how can I live my life like this forever? Like, is this gonna be forever? Can I ever get married? Can I ever have kids? I can barely take care of myself. How am I going to be able to have kids and take care of kids? And it was just a very, very discouraging time. I didn't really go out much because I physically couldn't. I missed church. I missed social gatherings, and it was just really, really difficult. It was really, really hard to stay positive. Like, let me tell you, it was just really hard. And I remember I would honestly cry every night just thinking about all of the things that I would probably never get to do again. Like, I haven't driven since October. And I know that that's a small thing, but I love driving and I miss it. I haven't worked outside of the home since October, and I miss it, and I just remember I would cry every night, falling asleep, and just so discouraged. Like, I was just so discouraged. And I remember one night, I had just read a book by Darlene Deibler Rose, and it talked about how she was discouraged, and the Lord, had told her, child, that's what I want to do with you, is I want to make you like pure gold, even if I have to take you through the fire 7 times. And I remember that night just laying in bed, I was just crying. I was like, Lord, you know what? I don't care what you do with me, and I don't care what happens. I said, I will go through this for as long as you want me to go through this, just so that I can become who you want me to become. And that night was really a calming night for me, and I just felt the Lord's presence. And I remember after that, I started having more joy, and I started really reading in my Bible more and trying to seek the Lord and trying to be encouraged. I remember that somebody had just preached a message at our church, and the verse that they used was 2 Corinthians 4:15, and it says, "For all things are for your sakes, that the abundant grace might through the thanksgiving of many rebound to the glory of God." And I wrote beside that verse, I wrote, "My health problem is for my sake, that it may bring glory to God." And I just remember thinking, this is for my good and for His glory. My health problems are. And through my life and through my struggles, that others may see the gospel of Christ, and that others may see His love and His mercy. And that is where my renewed joy came from, because I was very discouraged. And after that, I really just changed. And now it's, I have days still where I get discouraged. But just knowing that the Lord knows what's going to happen, and the Lord did this all for a purpose, and I just have to trust in that. So it was a long answer, but that's the answer that I thought of. What is your favorite load treatment? Kind of already answered this. Fruit snacks. Okay, how did you hear about the Wing Feather Saga? Oh, I love the Wing Feather Saga, and I love talking about the Wing Feather Saga. My brother Kyle, I think originally my sister Kelsey, because she had read one of the books, but I never really thought about it after that. I was kind of like, oh, okay, she reads a lot of books, and so I was just kind of like, oh, that's great. But I didn't really want to read it. But then when I was at Kyle's, I saw them, and I was kind of looking through them. I was like, you know what? I think I want to read this. And so he let me borrow it, and I was like, these are so cool. So I read that, and then I got the second one from the library, and then I was begging for them for Christmas. I mean, begging. And I got them for Christmas. So I was very happy about that. And then I finished them within 2 weeks of having them. And who's your favorite Wing Feather character? I don't even know all of them. I love them all for different reasons. I love Nia and Poto and Oscar and Janner and Kalmar and Lily and Nugget and Artham. I love Artham. Artham is awesome. He's just so cool. And also Sarah Cobbler. I don't know, there's so many. I just love them all. So I can't really answer that. But anyway, that is all the questions that I received on social media. So if you have any more, let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed kind of letting y'all get to know me just a little bit more. I have a few other Q&A videos, so you can go back through my channel and look through those. They're kind of old, so I'm not really sure how much of it applies anymore. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below, and I will see y'all next week. Bye!